side real quick so I can farm fusion gold. Power step maybe on the ultra set when I was
going down right now. Don't worry, we're keeping you guys in the loop here. Evasion and Zerx, you might have been wondering, how in the world did they take that engagement? What went down here? It was a phase check into the box, followed by big counter fire and shots from Curse, and he was able to clutch up that 2v1 situation for him and his teammates. Not bad at all. Look at this, though. Users, man. He hasn't stopped since.
Yeah, the reason why we're seeing, again, so many of those close range fights go down very, very quickly is because of that storm surge that all these players get worried about. But users and threats, they actually make it in. I was a little bit worried about them because, as you can see, there is a lot of congestion on this southeast side of the zone. That's because a lot of players have been rotating out of there. There's been a couple fights that went down on every single side of it. So a lot of people down there. But Iamzo and Degen in a really good spot, especially with that little wind tunnel that they have right next to them.
Yeah, definitely don't want to fall prey to anyone here. So having this extra bits of mobility is huge. At least having options is really what you want to be in with these kind of situations. Now look at the congestion right now. With this zone pushing far west, it's continuing to do that. So that rollover of the zone moving in the same direction is forcing players to hub on top of these little pieces of high ground. But not only that, because your company will be in the zone, you start to get more and more people on top of the real estate. So this is becoming more and more of a difficult situation for Smite and Boston, though, who are pretty much leading the server right now at 4 eliminations, the most points by far. That's why you see that big beam and that glow on top of them. They're looking pretty solid here. One of the players in sight was Pamstu, just underneath. Did not see Fatch near him, so that's a little bit worrisome for someone like Pamstu. And yes, it does seem like he lost his teammate, so Pam's got another uphill battle for him as well in front of him as we're starting to approach the mid game.
Yeah, and here we go. We are going to have this zone start to move towards the 5th one. Now, interesting to see how these guys are actually going to make this rotate. Are they going to use the pad that they have to jump at? No, they're just going to go down and walk it. Interesting decision because, you know, you mentioned that congestion that's happening on the east side of the zone.
Why can't I ever qualify for this shitty ass shit?
To walk with all these other players, and I'm just not sure if this is going to be able to work out for them. So we're going to have to see what happens there. They might have to panic and go ahead and use that jump pad that I know that they have from one of those eliminations that they picked up earlier.
I love this, though. This is like peak Fortnite new season in play here. They're like, hey, we swiftly slide our way down the zone here, and it actually works out for the most part.
Yeah, that was good.
About 200 of the heavy materials, but look at this. They get into the zone. They manage to recycle some of the opponent builds, and just like that, they're inside the zone. Now they get to keep a launch pad for zone 6 after the half in. So very, very nice for a reciprocal, though. Not looking too hot.
Oh, my man's got clapped.
And company on the other side of the wall. Too many teams are sandwiching in now. This is you know, this is more than a party. We have a parade going down right here. As again, the zone is just telling us a story in its own. There are so many players here, and another. If you're hearing all this action, you're probably gonna jump in because you can, right? The points are equally.
Is he in here?
Yeah, it's just one of those.
Yo.
Instantly as to make the rotations, the storms are. Players have to go down, and half zone is coming up quick in only 20 seconds. And as you can see, there's only about 5 total teams in that half zone right now. So we're going to see like 20 plus teams rotating directly towards that small bit of area. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But 20 over the Storm Surge going for a quick play and actually gets a knock on Iamzo. That is huge.
Yeah, but the pickup should be able to come in here. Although the zone is starting to move right now, there's enough time to go in and get that. Here's Shadow 1X right now. Also in a dire situation. Not only is Storm Surge on, but there's pressure coming in from the other side. Big knocks here for Rise and Agers, who are on fire now, looking to kind of jockey their way up to that #1 position. But OMG Me Too says, hold up, it's not over yet. You may have gotten my teammate, but you have to find me first, and these are his builds. It's his world, and he's making good control of the situation here. Wait for him to bounce back and hold on to pretty much the game at this point, as it was almost all over. And look, he slides out to the side, no big heals.
Dude, that's 100 people in that little ass shit. What the fuck?
After top 25, there are placement points to be made. Peterbot about to lose Quanti. Can he get the save here in time? There goes the Chug Spot to give him a little bit more room to breathe here. Oh no, here comes the asphyxiation, the big choke out from the other teams nearby. He's gonna have to give up his teammate. He takes the fight instead of backing off. Vivid, very bold move of him, but he's feeling confident. He's still here for the battle.
He is holding his ground here. 2-1 situation, editing amongst all of that, going for some shots. Very well played from Peterbot. Obviously, ultimately cannot end up saving Quanti, his teammate. But let me tell you, if I was Quanti, I'd be proud of my teammate putting up a fight for me like Peterbot just did. But a big development over here, Larssen and Smite. Smite actually goes down, and Larssen kind of in a similar situation as Peterbot, trying to fend for his teammate's life. Ultimately, not going to be successful, but Larssen is in a good position here because he has 7 uses of the web shooter, and we're going to see that immediately come into play as long as he gets it off. Yeah, he almost got caught by somebody there as if they were fishing for him, but he's good. He's chilling. He's got 150 total HP after you use that med miss there, so he should be in a good position.
Look at this, Peterbot actually got a knock onto users. Man, we just saw that little clip of users in the situation here, the pre-show, showing how a little insight onto users and how much knowledge he has, but even all that knowledge is not gonna hold you back against someone like Peterbot who's on fire. Back over to Larssen though, who's trying to sit up. They've set a crazy standard here. 5 eliminations coming into endgame already. What can Larssen do now that he's lost his teammate in Smite? Smite who had the bulk of that firepower here, but these mythic hands, the spider web shooters, will allow you to travel and traverse the zone, so he should be able to steal away tons of more placement unless someone gets in the box, which just happened. But Peterbot has a story of its own going down right here. He finds Nick. That's 4 for Peterbot now, who is on fire here, bringing his team up to 6 eliminations. We love to see it. Full loadout, full deck of cards in hand, except he doesn't have the ammunition. This is one of the worst situations to be in as a pro player, not having that additional pressure.
Dude, these motherfuckers are the worst goddamn, like, hype people ever. Motherfuckers over here like, oh, it's not gonna be good. You don't have much ammo. He's gonna die.
Somehow pull a refresher off.
Yeah, but look at this. We have Macwood and Donnie on top of the server. They're going to be playing for the high ground here. Very, very cool to see. We talked about them at the Daily Bugle. See how this is going to develop. Looks like they walked away scot-free. So they're going to be playing the high ground. And let me tell you, the high ground in this season is very, very strong because you have these high fire rate weapons in the MK7 and the Stinger SMG that just pressure the entire lobby down as long as you have the ammo to back it up. But Macwood looking like he's only running on 40 AR bullets right now. But Peterbot, again, looking, he is still thriving on the low ground, finds himself in a stable position with 17 builds left. The moving zone is about
yeah, you're shitty, kid. You got 17 builds left. You're dead.
It doesn't look like he has an easy way out.
No, definitely not. This is all unfamiliar territory. The patience plays out.
Yeah.
It goes back in his favor. Peterbot does manage to stay alive now. He did have a couple players in his line of sights here. Can he find an elimination is the real question. Dusky on the front side of the zone looking very comfortable, but it's Peterbot, our current lobby leader who has the most points just off of Elan's alone. Still up, still holding on. In comes someone into the box, and no, it's Okiss, someone who is deadly with the rifle. Barrel stuffs him and gets him out of here. Iamsa goes down as DJ goes for the high ground play. It's a 1v2 situation into the box. It's not enough. He gets shut down as well. Macwood and Donnie have been gifted the high ground for free all this time for free, just coasting along here. Plenty of material as well. Here, Vivid, listen. This is a comeback situation for Donnie and Macwood. Are we watching the development of a tough day yesterday, but a comeback run now?
You know, I think so. They are definitely probably guaranteed, hopefully not cast or Kirsten for the first time here, but they're probably guaranteed like top 3. Though it is worrisome because they don't have a lot of ammo to pressure the rest of the lobby, so it could be a potential for the low ground to actually win this game. They'll play using the web shooter there to grab them like a harpoon does, grab some mats real quick, so that's cool to see. But as this lobby develops, we can see a lot of players playing that low ground now. You can see Golden there in the middle there, find himself.
Got him.